Hey everybody, I should have gotten this review out during spooky season, but it's not like I didn't talk about this book. I mentioned it in a weekly wrap up, a monthly wrap up. I mentioned it when we talked to the author, obviously. And I also mentioned it during our Horror Recs from Horror Authors video back in late September. So it has been covered, but I did give it 5 stars, so I think it deserves its own review. That book is going to be Kelley Armstrong's The Haunting of Paynes Hollow. Yes, it does have a little bit of a connection to Legend of Sleepy Hollow, but that is just the background for it. It's not like a carbon copy or anything like that. The gist of this one is that Samantha's life sucks. Basically, Samantha's family sucks, which is why her life sucks, but that's besides the point. Mom is got early on stage dementia. Obviously, that's not something you can blame her for, but she's in a very expensive nursing home, which she did choose herself, so you can blame her a little bit for that. She is on a very expensive drug trial that you can't really blame her for, but the whole of this is that Samantha's savings are pretty much shot. She is working every possible moment just to pay for her mom, her care, and that's not doing well. And then, of course, her dad. Well, her dad committed suicide after killing a young boy when she was a girl. So, yeah, that wasn't cool, especially since Sam walked in on him burying the body. It's life has been downhill since then. And then there's Grandpa. Grandpa's just a jerk. He has kicked the bucket. That's not the jerk part. But he has left her an inheritance. He has left her a property that is worth about $10 million. There's already a buyer lined up for it. But what makes him a jerk? Well, A, it's the property that she ran into her dad burying a body on. And to inherit it, she has to stay on the property for a month. Can't leave for more than an hour at any given day, just to get stuff and come back. And she is being monitored. 61 minutes, no inheritance. That's how life goes. So why is he doing this? Because Grandpa still considers Dad innocent, doesn't think he did it. And he just thinks that if she just stays on this property, she will somehow come to the conclusion that Dad wasn't the guy she thinks he is. How is she supposed to come to that conclusion? He didn't say. No. Does he give any evidence? No. He just wants her to stay on the property for a month. And she has gone through years of therapy coming to grips with what happened. She's accepted it. But that's a lot easier to do from, 1,000 miles away than it is to do when you're sitting there on the actual property, in the house, surrounded by the things that do nothing but remind you of your childhood. Now, her aunt, who's basically her best friend at this point, is offered, this isn't a good idea. You shouldn't be there. Her therapist would agree. And has offered her part of her inheritance. And she's like, no, that's your inheritance. I don't want you to, this is, you could live off of that. But she does at least offer and actually insists that she goes along with Sam to spend time on the property. So that in case if she does need something, A, Sam's not alone, but B, if she does need something, she can go to town, get stuff, and come back. She doesn't have to worry about getting a flat tire or something like that, causing her to lose the inheritance because she's not off the property. The aunt is. Finally talks her into it. She thinks, you know what? Grandpa's a jerk, but I'm going to get through this. And then she gets to the property. And, memories come back. But also weird things start happening. Things, some of which are inexplicable. Some of which she's beginning to wonder, is this just in my head? Am I having nightmares? Am I having memories of things that had happened? Am I seeing things that aren't there? And I'm not going to give anything away on this one. This one is part psychological thriller, part horror story. And yeah, she comes to find out that her family is even more twisted than she thought they were. So, anyhow, absolute 5 stars. She nailed the ending. You know that for me, that's a big part of a book. You know, how does it wrap up? Loved that wrap up. Definitely go ahead and check this out. Kelley Armstrong, obviously, big name in the horror genre. But this one was definitely worth it for me. Absolutely loved it. Super short. You know what? I had a copy, but I gave it away, so I don't remember. I don't have the page count in front of me. But it was under 300 pages. It wasn't a very big book. Might even be in less than 200 pages, but do not quote me on that. Anyhow, I think you'll love it. Check it out. And yeah, if you don't want it right now, make sure you have it ready for next spooky season. All right, catch you later.